A man named Jack wakes up alone in a deserted forest. Looking at his condition, it seems like he has been the victim of a major accident. When he opens his eyes and sees the crashed car behind him, he understands that his assumption was correct. Jack tries to get out and ask someone for help. He was lucky that a car was passing by. He signaled it and it stopped. But when he got close to it, for some unknown reason, the woman inside was dead. The weirdest part was that there were no injury marks of any kind on her body. Her eyes had just turned completely white. Terrified by this, Jack immediately calls the police. But when they ask him for his name, Jack's throat goes dry. He does not even remember his own name, which leaves him completely shaken. He immediately takes out his driving license, sees his name, and tells them. Just then, a crow falls onto the same car, already dead. What is worth noting here is that the crow's eyes had also turned white, just like the woman's. After seeing so much in such a short time, a scared Jack starts running away, looking for someone. Just then, he sees a cafe some distance away, which was like a ray of hope for him. But friends, this time it goes too far. Everyone in the cafe was dead, and all of them had white eyes too. After seeing all this, he immediately comes out. Jack thinks that perhaps some virus has spread, so he covers his mouth and immediately heads home. Upon entering his house, he realizes that he lives alone, so he immediately closes all the windows and doors. Upon watching the TV, he finds out that these things are happening due to a strange virus. Where it came from and what its source is, no one has been able to find out yet. Just then, he sees a farmer outside his house who was plowing his field. Jack immediately signals him not to stay outside, as it is not safe for him. But the farmer doesn't understand what he is saying and starts coming closer, but just then, he suddenly falls down and dies. Seeing this, Jack's blood runs cold. He stands there frozen for some time. Just then, it is reported on the news that no one has died in the last few minutes, so now they think that the virus might have ended. But still, no one should step out of their homes until they are satisfied about what this thing was. But here, a light bulb goes off in Jack's head. He realizes that as long as he was outside, people were dying. But as soon as he came inside, people stopped dying. Although it was a bizarre thought, he had to test it, so he went outside. A crow was sitting there, and as Jack started moving towards it, as soon as he reached a certain distance, that crow suddenly fell down and died, and its eyes also turned white. He was now convinced that perhaps these people were not dying because of a virus, but because of him. Whichever people he is moving towards are dying for no reason, suffering. But how can this be possible? Everything was fine until the morning. Don't you think Jack is seeing a dream? Anyway, whatever it is, we will find out as we go forward. For now, let's come back to Jack, who starts sealing his house completely because he doesn't want anyone else to lose their life because of him. However, after some time, he encounters a girl who tells him her name is Jane. Although Jack asks her not to come near him, she still came close to him. But the strange thing was that nothing happened to her, nor to a dog present there. This made Jack think that perhaps whatever it was over. Actually, Jane also doesn't remember anything like him. She was just present in the hospital, from where she found out her name and the reason why she was admitted. Actually, she was also in the car in which Jack had the accident, but for what reason she was there and where she was going, she doesn't know. That is why she came to his house after asking the hospital staff so that she could find out what the relationship between the two of them is. But even after checking everything in the house, she couldn't find anything that could tell her what the relationship between them was. On the other hand, Jack doesn't tell her anything about his curse. He just asks if she saw anything strange outside. But ever since her accident, Jane doesn't remember anything either. Both are talking when Jack sees Jane's reflection and remembers some glimpses of the past, in which he is on a bridge and Jane is coming towards him. So he reaches that same bridge with her, but they didn't find any information there either. But then Jane also sees her past, in which she sees that there is a white paper in her hand, seeing which she becomes very emotional. Then Jack comes to her and offers sympathy, and then she returns to the present time. Neither of them achieves anything special by coming here, so they decide to go to their accident site. It was possible that they might see something there, which was true because when they went there, they saw something that was beyond their imagination. A circle with a 5-meter radius had actually formed there, in which the grass had turned completely black. Just then, Jack suddenly gets another glimpse of the past where, as soon as Jane turned back, a powerful lightning strike hit her, which shook him completely, but he got better after a while. Seeing this behavior, Jane does not feel right, so she finally asks him if he is hiding something from her. He gathers courage and tells her everything that is happening to him since the accident. Upon hearing this, Jane starts starts running away from him. Although Jack tries very hard to explain to her that it is not his fault, she does not stop. Just then, a policewoman arrived, looking for Jack, but as she came near him, she died in the same rare way. Seeing this, Jack now understands what the matter is, and this is how the first plot of this story unfolds. Actually, when Jane stays near him, his curse does not work, but she has to stay within that 5-meter radius. Only then will it work. If she goes outside it, everything will become like before. He explains this to Jane after calling her back, by showing a goat, which was perfectly fine when it was near him, but as soon as it crossed the 5-meter radius distance, that goat also died in the same way. Seeing this, Jane is stunned. But why is this happening? And what is their existence? They themselves do not know, but Jack thinks that perhaps this is happening because of that lightning strike. So he says they should get their bodies scanned. It is possible that something might be found out. That is why both head towards the hospital, where the doctors don't tell them anything because it is obvious they won't believe any of his words. During this time, both try their best to stay together so that no one else loses their life. But even after the scan, no information is found. Just then, they find out on the news that the police are looking for Jack because the last police officer who went to see him has died. At the same time, she was talking to her house on the phone and had called Jack's name for the last time, which means the suspicion is entirely on him. After seeing this, both start running away because if the police catch Jack, they will be separated and innocent people will start dying again, which they don't want. But while running, Jack gets stuck in the lift and Jane stays outside. This scene is quite tense, but Jane manages to reach him quickly, so no one present in that lift loses their life. After coming out, both hug each other because they may be two bodies, but they have one life. If they go away from that radius, who knows how many dead bodies might pile up. That night, escaping from the car, they come to a private property where Jack gets another flashback, in which he saw that they were both going somewhere together when a loud lightning bolt struck in front of them, which caused their accident. That is, it did not happen because of any other car, but because of that lightning. When morning comes, the police announce on the radio that the woman with Jack is named Rose and is married to a man named Sam, and for several months there had been no trace of her, for which Sam used to come to the station every day to file a report. This information was a huge deal for them because perhaps Sam is the person who can answer all their questions. They somehow find Sam, but he doesn't believe their words at all. Then Jack kills a pigeon to make him believe that whatever just happened in front of him is absolutely true. And since they want to come out of this truth, he takes them to his house and tries to tell them whatever he knows. Actually, a year ago, Jane's twin sister Tina had died. And ever since then, she'd become mentally disturbed due to the trauma and used to wander here and there for no reason. One night, she just went out like that so that she could kill herself, for which she thought of using that bridge. The white paper she had in her hand was actually her sister's missing photo. Before she could jump, Jack arrived and saved her. That is, the reason for the two of them meeting was Jane's suicide attempt. After that, he takes her to his private property so that she could get some peace, but in the middle, they have an accident due to a lightning strike. So, this is how the story goes, but there is still a question mark on it. What is the reason for everything that is happening to Jack? Anyway, they decide to stay there until they find someone who can understand their situation and explain it to others. During this time, both became very close, which Sam doesn't like, so Jane gets up and leaves from there. Just then, Jane sees a poster of a lake, which reminds her of her property, where he was going to take her. Actually, there was a lake there too, just like that, here. An argument breaks out between Jane and Sam because he was getting too close to Jane. Due to this irritation, Sam informs the police about Jack behind their backs. The next morning, he feels very regretful for his action, so he tells them to run away. But they won't be able to run now because the police have arrived. First, they catch Sam and Jane and make them sit in the car. But friends, as soon as Jane sits in the car, all the people present nearby suddenly die. Seeing this, Jack is broken because his life has truly become like a curse. Similar things have happened to Jane, and it seems as if both are bound to each other. But Sam was alive, and why this happened is something you will find out as you go further. For now, these people decide to head towards Jack's private property, where they might find answers to their questions. When these people stop at a store on the way, they get to know on the news about that same lightning, in which NASA people are saying that such lightning strikes once in decades and it is something mysterious about which we have not been able to find out yet. Both reach that property where Jack goes near the lake to get some fresh air, and Jane stays inside and starts reading Jack's diary, which he used to write every day. While reading it, she sees a final past, which reveals the entire truth of this story. Actually, friends, there were photos of some missing girls in that diary, and something was written about them, among which there was also Tina's picture. That is, Jack is a serial killer. Yes, this is the truth. His next victim was none other than Jane herself. And that night, he had followed her to that bridge so that he could save her from committing suicide and later kill her with his own hands. Doing this gave him happiness, and this was not the first time for him. So when he sat in the car with her, he offers her sympathy for her lost sister. But just then a thought comes to Jane's mind that she hadn't told him yet that her sister was lost, so how did he know that she was worried about this? Because of this, she starts moving around. And due to this, their car hit a tree and overturned, but neither of them got any serious injuries. So, they came out of the car, but just as Jack tries to come near her, that mysterious lightning strikes them. After knowing all this, the fire of revenge for her sister burned inside Jane, so she went out with a gun and held Jack at gunpoint. Although he now accepts his death because he doesn't want to live this life anymore. Although he might have put countless such girls to death before, but when he felt this pain himself, he doesn't want to live anymore. However, Jane is unable to kill him because a feeling for him has awakened inside her, so she decides to take him and hand him over to the police. But friends, just then some villagers come and take them hostage. They think they are terrorists, so they take them hostage. However, Jack doesn't want Jane to be killed because of him or face any trouble, so he runs away from her, due to which two villagers chase him. But after going only a short distance, they fall down and die right there. Seeing this, the third one is stunned. How did this happen? Taking advantage of this, Jane escapes from his clutches, but not too far, because that man shoots her and the bullet hits her in the stomach. As the man runs towards her, he also dies, but there was still some life left in Jane, so she immediately takes him to the hospital, but now he doesn't want to live with life anymore, so he goes into a corner and shoots himself to end it, and in this way, he ends this story along with his own life. You got the answers to every question in this story at some turn or another, but the mystery of one question is still not resolved. What was that lightning after all, because of which all this started happening to Jane? This was not told to us in the whole story, but I think that there are some things or some places in the universe that are beyond human thought, like how no one has ever fully seen the Amazon jungle, because some people believe it never ends. So, something similar must have happened with that lightning. It must have been something like an infinite power that only struck them that day, which has no solution, and no one ever got to know what its existence was. What do you think might be behind this?